Hello everybody and welcome to the Real Housewives Edit. My name is Elle and I'm here to talk about the two loves of my life, editing and housewives. I did another scene on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this week because I really found this episode to be pretty juicy, very chock full of interesting scenes and sort of interesting dynamics. So I just thought I would do two scenes in there. Thank you so much for subscribing, for writing your comments, your classy comments as usual. I am so grateful for you guys and I really love this community. We are such nerds and housewife fans. It's all of the things that I have felt alone with in my entire life. I'm so glad to have met all of you. Let's just jump right into this scene.
Welcome to the Cowboy Bar. I'm Kyle tonight because Kyle needed a moment. So I'm gonna be the hostess filling in. Hi.
That argument I had with Dorit really took a lot out of me, and I didn't even want to show up. But right now, I'm just kind of trying to keep it together with the plan and move forward.
Okay, so you might have watched this scene and been like, wow, that was a really long intro for Kyle to go into this scene. You see her walking across a crosswalk and all the way down a sidewalk, and you even see her walking into the stairs. They're taking the confessional, they're narrating her as she's walking, and that's really all they're doing to kind of give us an idea of what's kind of going on in her head as she's walking up. She's trepidatious, she's not super excited to be there, but she's pushing forward, being strong about it, whether or not, she wants to or not.
Pizza is the...
And just as a side note, you guys always see whenever they shoot something in a restaurant or something, they always do their best to show the sign of the restaurant. I have no idea, but I would assume they're not paying the restaurant. I don't think so. I think they're shooting at the restaurant and saying, it's in exchange basically for like publicity. And so they try to show the restaurant. You'll see them sometimes have B-roll of the glasses or the menu or whatever. Just check out for that stuff next time, they shoot at any public place. They're always trying to showcase the restaurant. Maybe they do pay them, I don't know, but my guess is they don't.
Is the best. The best.
I'm so sorry, ladies. Hi.
I also want to say one more thing. So as she's walking in, the music is nice and light. I mean, it's got some energy. It's not goofy or silly or anything like that. It's not too fun.
Is the best. The best.
I'm so sorry, ladies. Hi.
Check in with how you feel as she's walking in. Imagine if she was walking in, same exact everything, except there was sort of an ominous, suspenseful music underneath. We might be like, oh my gosh, what is about to come? Big blowout is about to come as soon as she walks in, or maybe is there gonna be silence? Right now, we as an audience should be put pretty much at ease. And again, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that this is because likely there's going to be a huge contrast coming up. They want to start a little bit light. They can't start too light, right? Because she's not in the best space, as we heard from her confessional, but they are starting a little bit lighter.
Hi. Is it just you guys?
Yeah. So Dorit and Britta,
they're here?
They just went out.
Hi, girls.
Hi, honey. Are you okay?
I'm better now. Hey, how are you?
Did you guys notice she walked in? She's like,
Is it just you guys?
this was for some reason so triggering, and I actually didn't have any serious conflict in high school years or anything like that, but there were some times in middle school where there were some groups and cliques and stuff. I can just feel the energy of the cool girl walking into the not so cool group, but that's because the cool girl's on the outs with the cool girls. And then she's trying to make oh, hey, I've always been your ex's friend. And this group is sort of hey, they're welcoming, but they're also oh, you're gonna switch right back once you make up with this other person. That was just the vibe I got. And I don't know why it was so triggering to me. That's saying something.
Yeah, I'll have a margarita on the rocks, no salt, please. Thank you. So Dorit came over, and I basically told her, I'm not angry, but I was hurt. I was hurt by last night. I was hurt by her choosing to say, I'm gonna stay with Erika. And she said, Kyle, she was really upset. She was a broken woman today.
What?
Hearing this news about...
Okay, so that reaction from Garcelle is kind of how we felt when it was going down between Dorit and Kyle. Garcelle's like, what? And then you get that knife sharpening sound. She looks over at her friends well, what the heck is going on?
News about Erika is hard to believe because Erika just puts on such a strong front.
There is a place to make people whole, and it in a court of law, not in the court of public opinion.
We're not talking about public opinion.
Yeah, you are.
I thought that was such an interesting flashback that they went to. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because to me, I think I've told you guys this before, I do not think that the editors like Erika. Remember, editors see everything. They see the moments in between. They see the moments at the beginning, at the end of a take. Editors form their opinions on people even though they're not on set. They can really form an opinion. So I personally just don't think there's too much love going on there. Garcelle says Erika is a strong person, but then they choose that flashback, which I found was like, not necessarily like the strong front Erika that we see, which we've had some other clips that they could have used as flashbacks. This was much more like the aggressive, like unruly Erika, but that's the one. I just have a feeling they want to keep showing that clip.
Erika was very upset, and she talked a lot about a lot of the that she's obviously had to go through in the last year.
Hi, thanks.
She was very tearful this morning. She was very...
Okay, we hear the music change.
Hi, thanks.
The villain of the scene, Erika, is walking in. She's also with what they're trying to deem as another villain, which is Diana. Dorit's explaining it. The music's getting a little bit heavy, a little bit like it's time for war type music.
She's very broken. We all know that she's gone through it in the last year. We all know.
And then you guys saw that it was kind of over Dorit's shoulder or kind of between her arms, and you saw her moving her arm like she was speaking, but you didn't hear anything. What they did was just took out the sound, they turned out the music. They just wanted that reaction shot of, you know, oh, Erika's coming into the room. They just took her sound out.
I thought you were coming back to the house.
I want you to come to the bar for a second. Have a drink.
Can you talk to me because I'm feeling really uncomfortable?
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite moment in the entire scene is when Kyle says, can you talk to me because I'm feeling really uncomfortable. Garcelle's response to that was so relatable to me. Like, oh, now you want to be friends? Just so subtle, shady, like in the perfect way. I was just like, thank you, Garcelle. Like I've been there before where someone of the cool group thinks because they're on the outs, they're going to use me. Like now I'm useful to you. Oh my gosh. Triggering.
I'm waiting to go up and say hi.
Okay.
I hate that this is uncomfortable with a friend of mine.
What are you having?
Vodka club soda, and I've never wanted more in my life.
Okay, I'll have one if you're having.
Can you give us a minute?
Oh, you guys.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
That was a weird kind of jump cut. Dorit and Erika are talking, and then all of a sudden we get another angle and Kyle's right there interrupting conversation. My guess is they were at that bar and they probably said something a little bit more there. That was a little bit more like Dorit was prepping Erika for what had already been said, but they just cut that out and just cut straight to Kyle, you know, walking up on her.
Thank you for having me.
Can I have a hug from you?
Yes, absolutely.
I want to talk to you for a minute without anybody else around.
Yeah.
I hate that I feel uncomfortable right now with you, who is my good friend.
I am your good friend. That's why I'm upset. Did you see what happened to me today?
I did see you. By the way, congratulations.
Thank you. Do you know why I fought my ass off last night?
Yes, but I never said you were guilty, Erika.
Okay, this was the moment where I was like, Kyle, you better defend yourself. The thing that got dismissed in this other state that's being moved to California, like that had nothing to do with what they were saying last night. They were literally just saying like, have some empathy. I feel like Erika's one of those people who can bend reality a little bit with people that she thinks are not as smart as her. And we need like a Megan King Edmonds.
We all have questions, and I want to know, and I can scour the internet like nobody's business. And so I'm scouring the internet, looked at a blog, and I saw comments on a blog, and a couple of the comments were from women claiming to be, his ex-girlfriend.
It's not necessarily even like we need someone like who's like the smartest person, but someone who's just like so convicted with what they know and really studies and has time on their hands to do it. From an editorial standpoint, just so you guys know, the music's out, they're slowing down the conversation.
I hate that I feel uncomfortable right now with you, who is my good friend.
I am your good friend.
I just was like, Kyle, you better bring it with this conversation right now because she's trying to bully you through this conversation and literally like it's a gaslighting type thing.
Guilty, Erika, I've never said that. I want you to show a little empathy. That's all I was trying to say.
Okay, so when she says to whom, it's like the music stops right on that boom.
Trying to say.
And then there's like a little push into Kyle, which is almost like a comical effect. It's basically saying with the camera, are you kidding me?
The victims and the situation. That doesn't mean, if you show empathy, that doesn't mean you're to blame.
I have. I feel like you and others in this group want something from me that I can't give right now. I cannot go certain places.
No lawyer's gonna say you can't show empathy. And when you say things like last night, like, not my problem, they're not my
So again, they used a push in on Erika. It's like the camera is almost like speaking to these characters and speaking to us. So when you see the camera push in, it's used for lots of different things, but I believe right there, it was used for a little bit more like us as the audience, almost like lowering our eyes at Erika, like, right? No lawyer would tell you that, but they probably would. A lawyer probably would tell her not to say anything. But
They're not. They are not mine. You know whose they are? You know whose responsibility this is to clean that up? Girardi Keys. It is a legal problem. Do you understand? When you say that, you lump me into responsibility. I'm not responsible for all of this.
okay, so that cut right there, from one angle, she's starting that sentence. When you say those things, you lump me into, and then they quick cut to the other side of her and she says responsibility, and then they quick cut back. I just want you guys to know that's not how that sentence went. There's no reason why they would cut back and forth. They use different coverage to manipulate dialogue, manipulate kind of how sentences or how conversations are going. I'm not saying like they're trying to create sentences out of her mouth, but it could be any reason. Like she could have stumbled on the word responsibility 1,000 times. You can't cut it while it's on her face. You can do it here on a YouTube channel, but it's different like reality TV. So they have to cut to a different angle. There's just, again, so many reasons why you use that coverage. Again, I don't think they're cutting and pasting sentences to make her say different things.
I feel very bad for those people, and those who have been legitimately wrong need to be taken care of. But that's not going to happen for a while. And right now, everything else is coming at me, and I have a lot to deal with. So no, am I the most cuddly creature on the planet right now? No, I inherited this problem. They're not my problem. People constantly throw the...
Okay, so I know you guys are gonna hate me. I get ready for the unsubscribe button here, but I believe this was one of the most real moments I've seen Erika all season. She's got emotion in her eyes. I don't agree with 99% of what she's doing, trust me. But there was something to this that I was like, oh my God, just the way that she's explaining it to Kyle felt to me so real. And then they show Kyle and they give Kyle a moment, and then they cut back again and they have Erika continue. This is like a monologue, which Kyle may have said something in between there, but they were like, no, we're just gonna let Erika keep going. I just felt it for some reason. Don't hate me.
throw this in my face constantly. I would like to come to a group of friends and then not have to deal with it. It's just hard right now.
I know.
Okay, so you saw that interesting shot where she said, I'd like to come to my group of friends and just not have to deal with it. Basically, like, I don't need it from anywhere else. I'm getting it from all other angles. I don't need it from you guys too. They cut to this dirty shot just to kind of remind us this is the group of friends she's speaking about.
You know, it's just very hard. And I don't want to fight with you. And by the way, this is our first blowout in 7 years. So
I literally cried so much, you have no idea. I literally, my eyes are like stolen shadow.
Obviously, they're having a very heated conversation over there.
just trying to get through
I
it,
know.
honey.
I know. Can I have a hug?
Yeah.
I'm not even a hugger, but I want to...
Of course, I'm just trying to get through it. And I make mistakes.
They took a lot of music out of it. They're starting to put music back in, but I honestly think when they take music out and we're just seeing real moments and the moments are actually real, they're so poignant. That's the stuff we want. I'm not saying this conversation was great. Like, I know Erika still has delusions and stuff like that, but I'm just saying I felt something in this moment. I don't know about you guys.
Make mistakes, okay?
Erika isn't my friend. Do I agree with everything she's saying? No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate that.
But I don't want to keep arguing with someone that I care about. So I'd rather just make up and move on.
So I found that to be interesting that they used that confessional because Kyle is basically saying like, I still don't agree with her and I'm making up with her because I just want to move on, which you know Erika's going to have a problem with at the reunion. I know that the reunion didn't go great or that no one was happy with each other by the end. And I guarantee you it's because Erika watched that scene because she really, I truly believe, was vulnerable in that moment. And then the fact that Kyle gets on the confessional and says like, yeah, I still don't really believe her, but blah, blah, blah. I think that was like literally the nail in the coffin for their friendship. I could be wrong, but.
They were just hugging. There are different rules for certain people in this group. Erika and Kyle talk for like 2 minutes, and they're good. And then Erika can hold a grudge against Sutton for years. There's obviously a double standard.
I think she
Okay, that moment between Sutton and Garcelle I thought was so nice. That moment of them looking at each other while Garcelle is saying this thing like, yeah, there's a double standard in this group. Those two have been through so much with these mean girl ladies, and I just thought that was such a nice kind of moment. Also not nice, like not cool at all, but like just a nice moment of like them just being like, yep, now we're back in the back seat again.
I think she just felt attacked, and that she felt like she had to, that there was like victims, and she feels like, you know.
Yeah, but guess what? There are. She wants her group of friends to have compassion.
So you guys saw and heard that knife sharpening sound when Crystal comes forward and is like, there are victims. Dorit's kind of look is like, are you talking back to me? It's also a realization moment.
Compassion for her. But why can't she show compassion for them?
You did read that article today, right?
Yeah.
You read it, so you see that there's
What does that article have to do with compassion? I still don't get it.
not always just cut and dry, right?
There is no misunderstanding of her position.
Wait a minute.
And I'm now understanding that that's your position, and that's fine.
My position is this. I don't know all the information. Neither do you.
Okay, well that's where I'm gonna cut it off with this scene. I have to go to the doctor right now, and I just realized I've been talking for like 30 minutes. These videos, you guys, in one of the last videos I did, you guys were like, oh, 30-minute video, I really like it. I'm so happy to hear that, because usually what I'm trying to do is cut down like 45-minute videos into like 15 to 20 minutes because I don't want to bore you guys. But if you guys don't mind a little bit of a longer video, I am so down. I'm going to post this one, but I'm going to do a part 2 because there is more of this scene that I want to cover, only 5 minutes more, but I will do a part 2. I'm so grateful for you guys watching. I'm not doing a part 2 because I'm trying to like make you guys come back for another video. I literally just ran out of time and I have to go. So I really appreciate you guys. Subscribe, classy comments only, and until next time.
Turns out one of these two women is from a small town in Mississippi where one of my good friends from college is from. I called my good friend from college. She got me her number. I texted her. I said, you know, I'm concerned for Brooks's care. I saw that you wrote on this blog that things might not be real. I kind of wanted to learn about that. She did